Always welcome back to this channel. If you're new here, my name is Belinda Strana. Thank you so much for all the love and support. Don't forget to please subscribe to this channel, turn on notifications so that anytime I upload videos, you will be the first person to be notified. To my returning subscribers, to those people that share my videos, leave commentaries, and also educate each and every one of us, you guys are the real MVP. Alright, lovelies, let's dive into today's video. So, lovelies, I came across this video on my For You page on TikTok and I thought to share with you guys. Kpe.Ple people are actually having emotional breakdown after realizing what people that is like me have been trying to tell them for a very long time. I was able to put out some stage by this, Kpe.Ple man crying out loud. I'm just going to roll it because a lot of people were actually, stitching this video. Please leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video, and please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We're just here for education and informative purposes. Alright, lovelies, let's dive into it.
I don't know how any of you guys are going and going and going. I know you gotta be at the same level of mental health as me. Every day it's something new between the fucking news and the fucking stupid Biden and stupid Trump. And this country's fucked. Every day we're spending more and more money. None of us are getting ahead. The rich people are the ones that are fucking getting ahead. I'm tired of struggling. I've done everything I can. I'm trying to be a good man. I take care of my daughter. I take care of my wife. The best I can. I can't keep going. Every day it's something new. And then on top of that, as if you're not trying to spend money, you have to. Fucking everything's expensive. I own a painting company. I still can't fucking make it. I'm fucking trying, man. I can't look at my daughter and my wife and know I'm failing. I'm fucking Everybody wake up. It's time to stand up. It's time to be tired of this. It's our turn to fucking eat. I want to eat. I want my family to eat. I want you guys to eat. Stand up. Let's go. Stand up, man. Let's fucking eat. I'm tired. Let's help each other. I don't care what your political affiliation is. I don't care what fucking color you are. If you are not eating and you're struggling, eat with me. Let's struggle together then. Let's be a team.
America is not what it once was. I've got some bad news for people who don't travel internationally. The world hates us, okay? We're not the big dogs. We don't have the clout that we once had. We aren't even statistically on top of anything, education or anything anymore. And I've traveled a lot internationally. Over COVID, obviously, I stopped. And there's always been an underlying tone that America is dangerous. But, we run Hollywood, so a lot of the media that is consumed by people in other countries is still American. However, I'm on my first international trip since COVID, and it has gotten worse. I have heard from every nationality that America is dangerous, but I arrived in Indonesia, which is a country that, a lot of people aim to get out of and go to America. And the first thing that my taxi driver says to me is that he's afraid of America because of all the poppy seeds that we're taking and all the jazz powder that people are using. And he's convinced that people are walking around the US like zombies, because that's what's on the internet. That's what these people are seeing. And I think it's a really big lesson if you are sheltered and are not leaving the US. We don't got it. Like, we don't got it anymore. People don't want to live in America. People aren't eager to live in America. When I was in Europe, a lot of the kids said their parents wouldn't let them go to America because they were afraid they were going to get popped by the police. Like, those are the fears. The only fear that Americans have when their children travel overseas is that they're going to be, like in the movie Taken, which is a very small possibility. And they just use that as a fear. I don't even, like, that's not really even a founded fear. People aren't taking Americans when we go, because you know how big of a hell case they would raise if some little white girl went missing? That's not what's happening. But what is happening is other people from other nations are going to America and bad things are happening to them. So, just a reminder, we ain't shit. We ain't shit.
And I thought it was the UK that was on its arse. Seems like these Americans are really fucking struggling with the cost of living crisis. Check this video out. Tell me it don't break your heart. How can someone earning $80,000 a year be struggling to live? This is fucked.
And we are literally the brokest we've ever been. Brokest we've ever been.
But I'm making the most money I ever had my entire life. My husband and I, between the two of us, gross, make like over $80,000 a year. And if you told me a few years ago that $80,000 a year was not going to be enough for a family of four.
I make more than what I made back in 2015. But I am still literally living paycheck to paycheck.
I have to work 60 hours a week and make $80,000 a year to make ends meet. That's insane. I can't even begin to wrap my head around it.
Financially, I don't understand anymore. I don't understand how I make $34 an hour and I can't function. I can't pay my bills.
For anyone who doesn't live in America, I'm gonna give you another example of how the healthcare system here is fucking stupid. So I got a bill today, right? And it's for $149. And I'm like, well, the only thing that I did in October was get a COVID test. And I'm like, I thought COVID tests were free if you had insurance. So I call, and the lady is like, well, the place you went probably took your insurance, but if they send your COVID test somewhere and that place that they sent it doesn't take your insurance, then you're gonna get charged. How the fuck am I supposed to know if the lab that my test is sent to takes my insurance or not? Like, what bullshit is this? And on top of this, they sent me a fucking check for $100 because apparently they can't send this check to pay half of it. They paid $100 towards this COVID test, but I have to send the check to the place.
You live in America, bitch. You live in the freest, safest country in the world.
There's 165 countries in the world that have freedom for their citizens, and America ranks number 23 among those in terms of actual individual freedom that their citizens have. Also, among those countries, 72 of those have universal access to healthcare for all their citizens. America's not one of those, which is crazy because Americans work the 13th most hours among these countries while also paying the 14th highest tax rate among these countries. And also couple that with the fact that America ranks dead last in legally mandated PTO for their workers. So we work damn near more hours than everyone else. We pay damn near more taxes than everyone else. And then we also have the least amount of time off. Don't even get me started on the whole safety part of this. You have kindergartners that come home from school and talk about how they need to make sure they have the best hiding spots available in classrooms in case of an active shooter drill. We're the most armed country. We have more people in prison than any other country in the world. I'm not trying to turn this into America bashing. I promise you, I love this country. I love living in America. I do think we have the potential to be the best country on the planet. I'm just tired of the whole like, this is America, love it or leave it attitude, because that just leaves no room for improvement. We work hard enough and we pay enough in taxes to have a better quality of life than we do in America right now. That's okay to say while also appreciating the things that we have.
For those of you that don't understand how truly awful the US has become, I'm going to put it into perspective for you. I saw my aunt yesterday and she told me a story that absolutely blew my mind. And it's really hard to tell me a story about the evil that America is right now that surprises me. But this surprised me. It's on another level. So my aunt is a realtor, and she had a client in the past that she sold a second farm to. He is a farmer and he raises cattle, making an honest living, and so his original farm wasn't big enough for all of his cattle, so he had to get a second farm. And then his wife got pregnant, and then a medical emergency happened. So basically, the baby was born extremely prematurely, and the wife almost died, but that's a separate issue. And so I want you to guess. I want you to formulate a number in your head about how much you think it cost for that baby to be in the hospital for 4 months because it was a premature baby. Take a minute, think about it. $900,000. Almost $1 million. What small business owner, farmer has $1 million? So now he has to sell his second farm, he has to sell some of those cattle, and for what? So his baby could survive. America, right? So pro-life, huh?
I left the US 8 months ago, and something that shocked me is that nobody likes America except for Americans. And even a lot of Americans don't like America. When I learned that people have no interest in visiting the US, I was shocked because I thought, isn't the US one of the best countries in the world? But I think that's what they teach us in the US. People think Americans are loud, disrespectful, unruly, obnoxious, pretentious. One of my European friends said, I typically refuse to hang out with Americans, but you're all right. When Americans come to Japan, they're usually shocked that Japanese people don't speak a lot of English at all. And they'll say, why don't they speak English? But you're coming to someone else's country where they speak their language. Why don't you learn their language if you want to visit their country? For some reason, we also have to measure everything differently. Feet, inches, miles, pounds, Fahrenheit. When everyone else in the world uses meters, kilos, and Celsius.
Every day we're spending more and more money. None of us are getting ahead. The rich people are...
Hey, Gems. So I want to start off by saying off jump, I'm not clowning. I repeat, this is not a diss video. My heart goes out to this man. And if you notice, if you go and watch the rest of that video, it's a lot of black women that's like, or black people in general, that's like really being considerate and like not clowning him and not laughing at him. But this is a teachable moment, okay? I just want to go off record and say, we're going to get into a little word in a minute, but I don't know how to say this without this coming out wrong, so I'm just going to have to say it, okay? Know that anytime I turn on my camera, it's not always my choice. So I have to say it regardless. What goes around comes around. Yeah, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Ain't that the pot calling the kettle black? I mean, I have parables for days about what we're about to get into. And what they say, if them tables don't do nothing else, they always turn. Look at them tables turning. And, TikTok this for educational purposes. Because I like to talk about the prophecy. Because I'm a newly awake, just woke up from my nap. Now I want to shout to the rooftops, you know how newbies are. Even in like Christian church, when you just find God for the first time, you're like, praise God, everyone. Like, you're just super geeked. That's where I'm at in my woke journey. I'm super geeked, okay? There was a joke that black people used to say, I don't know, 2012. It was a few times we thought the world was going to end, right? And we were like, if the world ends, white people not going to make it. White people not gonna make it because they've had everything made and given to them by us, created and given by us, from entertainment to engineering, and they never really had to do much because we were slaves at one point in life. That's the mentality they're gonna always have of us, even though we can kumbaya and do our protesting. It's just the word. That's just what it is. Okay. No one can save us until our Savior comes and save us himself. That was part of the curse. Okay. Whew. Guys, I have really oily skin and I am hot. Now that's an odd looking beetle. There's all types of weird insects in the earth right now. Distraction butterfly. Hold on, let me focus. The joke was like, black people, we gonna survive because we've always had to pick ourselves up from our bootstraps. Now fast forward some time, 2024, there's white people like having nervous breakdowns. And we up here crip walking. Well, boy, it's been like this. Ain't like a da. And because we are used to laughing and smiling through our oppression, people think it's a joke. No, there were plenty of videos floating of black men and women crying that we can't afford anything, that our children are starving. Black men, keep watching that video. He was like, how am I supposed to go home as a husband and tell my wife and child that I failed? How many black men have had videos like that? That like, they don't want to come home and tell their wife no excuse like that. That the man, the government, but that's what it was. They kept their foot on the black man's neck. And so all we had to do was sing, rap, anything to stay focused. So, white people, it's about time you step back. Let us lead, because we know how that feel. All right, so we're going to get into a little bit of word. And I got this hot scarf on. Gems, y'all better know that I love y'all. The sacrifice that I'm making, because I'm burning up. All right, we're going to read Jubilee. This is y'all know this is my baby right here. That's my baby right here. Y'all ain't even made a dent yet. This is my baby. I love her. I lost my page talking to y'all. Hold on. Let's get into it. We are going to talk about the book of Jubilees. Everybody was curious, chapter 4. The title is The First Murder and the Law of Manslaughter. Dun, 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 dun. Sounds so deep, right? And the third week in the second Jubilee. Pause. What's a Jubilee? Yeah, my Google's acting up. It said it's usually something to represent a holiday or a major event anniversary every 25 year, every 50 year. So your 50th anniversary, you say this is my Jubilee. I don't know. So you guys are smart. Somebody could tap in and let me know, like, what is a Jubilee? Because they're using it like it's a year, it's a significant amount of time. I don't know. And in the third week of the second Jubilee, she bore Cain. And in the fourth, she bore Abel. And in the fifth, she bore Awan, his daughter. And at the beginning of the third Jubilee, Cain unalived Abel, because the sacrifice of Abel was accepted, but the offering of Cain was not accepted. And he unalived him in the field. And the blood cried out from the earth to heaven, making accusations because he unalived him. And Yahweh rebuked Cain on account of Abel, because he unalived him. And he made him a fugitive on earth because of the blood of his brother. And he cursed him upon the earth. And therefore it is written in the heavenly tablets. So when I see heavenly tablets, I think spiritual law. There's laws in the heavens, okay? In the heavenly tablet, cursed is the one who strikes his fellow with malice. Let's hear it now. Let's run it back. Cursed is the one who strikes his fellow with malice. Remember, Jacob and Esau was brothers. Jacob is black people, Esau is white people. Y'all with me? Okay. And all who have seen and heard shall so it be. Hold on. Cursed is the one who strikes his fellow with malice, and all who have seen and heard shall say, so it be. And the man who saw and did not report it, shall be cursed like him as well. If you see something, say something, because it's just as bad as you committing the sin. Therefore, when we come before Yahweh of Elohim, I gotta change words now. We will make known all of his sins, which occur in heaven and earth, and which are in the light or in the darkness of any place. Okay, so that's judgment. When we get to heaven, he don't already know your sins, so don't even lie. Just get yourself together. Just tell it like it is, because he's your creator. He already know what you did. Okay, hold that thought. So I was just reading for those of you that was not familiar with the first manslaughter in the Bible of Cain and Abel. Now this is my point though. Here we go. Abel avenged. Law of retaliation. Jubilee 31. At the end of that Jubilee, Cain was unalived 1 year after him. You didn't even get to stay too long. Your curse was... And his house fell upon him. He died in the midst of his house, and he was unalived by its stones, because he unalived Abel with a stone. And with a stone he was unalived by righteous judgment. Sorry, got kids. He unalived Abel with stone, and with a stone he was unalived by righteous judgment. Therefore it is ordained in the heavenly tablets, spiritual law. When I say spiritual law, that's what I mean. Like, this is in the heavenly tablets, okay? With the weapons with which a man unalives his fellow, he shall be unalived just as he wounded him. Thus they do to him. So in layman's terms, what goes around comes around. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. And so we're sitting here watching people like, I don't know if I believe in the Bible. I don't know if I believe in the prophecy. I don't know if y'all's coming back. Y'all don't see these tables turning? There's white people crying about being broke. Why they do that in America? That's new. Our curse is over. So that means the tables finna turn. It's a little light at the end of the tunnel, y'all. It's a little light at the end of the tunnel. I know I'll be coming on here like I'm the bearer of bad news. But remember, although it looks grim right now, our curse is over. Pay attention to the signs. I'm out.
People like me actually told you guys. They warned you. They try to make you understand what is going on. They try to make you understand their struggle. They have been on this struggle for a very long time. But there's one thing people don't really understand is the fact that when something is actually affecting some group of people continuously, and these people will keep on, complaining, yelling out, and try to make other people whom does not really, experience what this other group of people are experiencing. They don't understand. They don't really understand until when these people that often have this experience, that often face all of the struggle, decided to, buckle it and got used to it, and they quit complaining. But the thing is that there's a point in life when something, decide to keep on affecting some group of people, and these people then got used to it and ignore it. The word itself ignore it. This eventually will get affecting people whom since that something like that won't get to them. This is just the case of this pan-colored man. No, if you are very used to getting everything done for you, if you're used to all of the privilege that you have, even if someone without your privilege try to make you understand that we need something or a government or something that will treat everyone equally, you wouldn't understand because you're not in that person's shoes. So even if they are complaining, you will not understand. But now that you are beginning to see a little bit of the iceberg, like you are beginning to see a little tip of what people that looks like me have been facing for a very long time, it's as if the world is collapsing. No. When I saw his commentaries, a lot of people leaving comments. Some people were like, oh my god, people are laughing. Where some people were like, some people understood him. A majority of which, when you look, through the profiles, you see that it's black people, because they have been on this struggle for decades. They've been on this position for decades. They have cried out, they have yelled out, they have asked for, so many things, but nobody wants to listen to them. They have, oh my god, what is it that they have not done for people to really understand that this privilege is but people do not want to understand. People do not want to hear from them. They don't know what they are talking about. Until when these black people decided to buckle up their struggle and make something out of the struggle. He is crying out because he has never faced such a thing before growing up. The system has never been as terrible as this. It has been terrible before, which some group of people are the ones that has been affected. But now, it's like a disease. When something is being infected, it's spread. When that stuff that is being infected actually infects one side or in your body or something, and it hasn't spread, you don't take it serious. You think it's something that is curable or something that is manageable, until when it begins to spread all over the places, that is when you know that, oh, this is really serious. This is the case. This is the case of this pan-colored man. When people that have been facing this for a very long time was outraged, complaining, sharing thoughts, people ignore them. That, oh my god, you guys complain a lot. Your victim mentality is too much. You must always complain no matter what. Now they quit complaining. They focus more on building themselves. They don't look for anyone's trouble. They just want to focus on themselves because they are so tired of complaining. And now the table has shifted a little bit. It didn't turn, because why? It's as if people that look like me are not more complaining with the suffering and inflation and blah blah blah. It's the fact that they got used to it. They got used to it, and they can actually manage it right now. They can, there's a way you have to suffer. You have to look for techniques and ways in a way for you to, see through all of the suffering. That is the reason why it's as if people that look like me are not really complaining, or maybe they're adjusted. But it's just that people like this are now beginning to see or face what people that look like me have been saying for a very long time. And now, oh my god, the internet is about to go bankrupt, because the most privileged people are beginning to face what unprivileged people have been facing for a very long decades. This is what is happening. This is exactly what everybody is talking about, especially people that look like me. But you had the opportunity for things to at least get a little bit, but no, you don't care. A lot of people keep on stitching videos and giving reasons why they feel that, okay, let's go for this and that, vote for whosoever they want to vote for, without even realizing that these people, these billionaires whom you think that they are going to come to your rescue, does not really care about you. They don't care about you. At first, they will actually use you to get to a certain position in life and dump you. They will use you. It's a historical thing. I could actually remember one historical find I came across on social platform at the course of looking for stitches or videos to stitch here. And it was said that some group of people, I think from Europe, or the people that started all of the colonization and all of that, they picked all of the rich folks or well-known people. They came together, had a meeting, and had this plan of using people that looks like them, that is so poor, making them believe that they are so important than brown people, then giving them some level of privilege in order for them to use to oppress people that looks like me. That is why even as today, a pan-colored person will still see him or herself so privileged, even if he's a poor person. So that is just it. It's all about looking for people they want to use in order to maintain their level of richness or greatness. And when they are done using you, they're just going to dump you. And there's nothing you can do about it. This is what the world does not really understand with all of these, I think going out between people that looks like me and pan-colored people and all of that. Seriously. It is all happening this way because it is a lot of people whom are supposed to be more privileged, or who are supposed to be privileged people, are beginning to face the dancing, the way at which people that look like me have been facing for a long time. That is why it's as if the social platform is about to break into two pieces. Like the world itself, may God just help us. May God help us. May everything that we pray for come to reality. Anyway, lovelies, wanna just leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. And please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We're just here for educational and informative purposes. So, if you've not subscribed to this channel up to this extent, do your girl a huge favor to click on the subscription button, and I will see you lovelies when I upload.
Thank you so much for all the love and support. Why not just leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. And please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We are just here for educational and informative purposes. Alright lovelies, so please share, subscribe, and I will see you lovelies when I upload the next one.